2D. How are you? Let me see on the Twitch if my video is there. I need to log in. Video manager. There it is, I think. Looks like it. Alright, export to YouTube. To the moon. There. And I'll go ahead and change my dashboard I wonder if it could be done here too. To the moon? Yes, that is an option. This is gonna be rather precarious because it's storming where I live. It just started storming 5 minutes ago. TwitchCon. There's no time for that. Oh, I spelled to the moon wrong. There. That should be good. Alright. So, oh, you will actually do to the moon. I said I would. I'm a person of my word. I mean, I didn't want to spend the $10 on a game that came out 4 years ago, but I figured if that's what you guys want to see, and I figured it might work well, because people show up, they can help me through the puzzles, and if they just like the game, then they can tell me how much they like it, I guess. Let me see if that video went on. Yeah, it did. Cool. It's only 20 seconds. It's great if I don't ramble. So yeah, I got OBS open. Do you want me to turn off the PS3? Are you gonna keep playing then? Controller settings. Don't need to say everything that I'm doing. Right. I'm sorry, Aurora. Alright, so I got this ready. Oh, I forgot to tweet. I need to go check Twitter. Let's get this 4 minutes ago. Tweet. So many people are liking my tweets, but it's like they're not the right tweets. So I feel bad deleting them. Drizzling rain. Wait. Tweet. Get my Twitch channel. And then we'll start playing. I'm sorry. I don't wanna make it too much of a fuss. There. What's wrong? What did you say? What's wrong with Alice? I don't get it. Oh. I see. Alright. What's his name? Demeter. What a sophisticated name for an ogre. Okay, notifications. Twitch is fine. Close everything. Okay. Oh, hello! Oh, overused chew toy. Choo choo all aboard the field train! Hey, I got my field trip permission slip signed this time. Also, the game's music is loud compared to you. Noted. How do I shut this thing up more? Properties. How's that? I don't know if you can even hear the game. Because, like, if I have it under 5%, it goes completely dead silent. But I don't know if that's true or not. Kind of adjusting the volume. If it goes quiet, tell me. Because if it completely cuts out, then that probably means it's not going to work. I will await response. It's fine, only needed to be a little lower. Is it lower? Because I don't know how to set it any lower. I can hear it. Okay. Is it too quiet or is it loud enough? Should I adjust it anymore? Because I can't hear the stream. It's good? Okay. Sweet. Sweet. Alright. Well. I guess we'll just get on in, cause yeah, to the moon. I hope that everybody else ends up showing up. I have my mouse visible, but because this cursor is already in game, I think it would already be there. Good. I'm very happy it's good. Alright, let us begin. This game's really pretty. Uh-oh. It was an accident. Where were you looking, Neil? Well, excuse me for heroically evading that squirrel coming out of nowhere. You ran over it anyway. Oh. You ran over it and hit a tree. Look, don't worry, it's a company car. Are you kidding me? The boss is gonna kill us! We'll just say I was saving a puppy. He likes puppies, right? He's more of a cat person. Why does the world have to be so complicated? Dr. Watts, you're an idiot. Fine. Whatever furball he fancies. Crisis averted. Good. Go write that on your report later. Let's grab the equipment from the car and move already. Left-click the object to interact with it. Ah, cool. I like point-and-click games. I can view the, received equipment. Got the sucker. Let's roll. Right-click. Oh, this is sophisticated. Patient offline. Notes. I'm gonna like this. Let's make a new save file. Exit. No. Cancel. Right click to get out. Awesome. Left click to move. Can I use the I can use the arrow keys too. You can use the spacebar to interact. I'm used to that. Switching between the two will be... Oh, come on, I crashed the wall. I crashed the car while trying to evade it. What more do you want? Not crash the car and evade it? That's asking too much. Smoking hot car. Ah, I see what you did there. I'm going to adjust my keyboard so they can use the arrow keys. Keep this. You got a rare monster? Ooh. That looks cool. What's the sign say? Wiles household head. I'll just use the keyboard and spacebar. Putting up a sign where they live in the middle of nowhere is like asking to be robbed. Hey, wait, don't forget the car. Just wanted to see if you'd remember. How thoughtful of you. This game is best done in one sitting. I will watch the whole thing probably. Oh, well, thank you. I will do my best to beat it in one sitting. I have no idea how long it is. It also came with a little bit of DLC. Can I run? There is not a run button. There's a bird. Just flip-flapping away. And a stick on the ground. It is very conspicuously stuck out. And there's a rock up there and a thing. Anyway. Who put a boulder here? Maybe it's their security system. Cucumbers. We don't have time for this fluff. Let's try pushing it out of the way. Maybe we could find a tree branch to whack it with. Wait. Or we just call it a night and blame it on that. Just push it. Alright. On 3. 1, 2, 3! I don't even. What was that? Not a boulder, that's for sure. We need to get going for now. We'll figure that thing out later. Right. Control. Nope. I will stick to my keyboard, thank you. It's the squirrels. Everything's so animated around here, that's awesome. It's really wet, moist looking area. I guess I can know what I can interact with this. But just the same, I'd rather walk up to it. Ahem! And my throat's getting kind of dry. I'm sorry. Alright, well, let's just... I don't think this is the kind of exploratory thingy. So maybe we should just stick to what we're supposed to. Maybe I'll alternate between the mouse and the moving and the thing and the look a lighthouse. Can't even examine it. Alright, let's go to the front door. I have seen a tiny little bit of this, and it was enough that I thought this game wasn't much of anything. But turns out I was wrong, and a lot of people seem to really enjoy this. So we'll see what it has to offer. These poor kids are just playing the piano. Ma, they're here! Not a bad place to retire at, huh? I could do better. Night ships. Love 'em or hate 'em. You know the answer, you stupid owl. It's probably gonna be another all-nighter, you know. I know. The best games I have ever completed in terms of story. You've been gaming for 20 years? What games have you been playing? I mean, I'm not trying to, like, diss the story, but there are a lot of really well-written games out there that have come out in the past 20 years. And I doubt they have any coffee. Shut up! They probably have coffee. Like, one of my personal favorites in terms of story is probably Tales of Xillia 2. Probably one of my favorite games Probably my favorite game ever. And the ocean waves will sing lullabies. Not through your blathering, they won't. And your eyelids will... Don't forget the equipment, moron! I don't get paid enough for this. Isn't it your job, though? You're getting paid to do your job. But I am interested to see how this turns out with the old man, because I will be honest, I don't like the glasses guy. I never told anyone, but I always thought they were lighthouses. Dr. Watson, Dr. Rosaline, I presume? I don't think that's a good accent. What kind of accent should I give the mom? You don't care? Let's go Southern Belle. I don't know how to do that. Dr. Watson, Dr. Rosaline, I presume? Very high-pitched voice? Perhaps that'll work? Maybe? I'll just change it on the fly if I don't like it. Thanks for coming out on just a short notice. That's okay. I tend to be bad at predicting deaths as well. Are you the patient's daughter? Oh no, I'm just a caretaker. And these are my children, Sarah and Tommy. It's not exactly a 9-to-5 job, so Johnny lets us live here. I suppose this Johnny is our man? Johnny? Listen, if it's a kid we're dealing with, I don't think we're the ones you want. No, he just prefers to be called that. He's upstairs right now with his medical doctor. Come with me. Graphics are really nice and sharp. Come on, grab the case and let's go. When my back breaks one day, I'll sue you with the insurance claim. Or I'll sue for the insurance claim. Received equipment. Alright, let's head upstairs before I drop this. Yes, go upstairs. I know there's lots of things to look at. Okay, they're gone. But, I don't think it'll punish me for not examining them. Whoever gets there first gets to play the melody! No fair, you pushed me. He apparently pushed you under the bench. Did not! Whatever, you get the boring 2 notes anyway. Those kids are pretty good for their age. Hey, you're the one who said there was no time to waste. And incidentally, I'm the one who's carrying the weight of a small meteoroid. Or meteoroid. Small meteoroid. Yeah, come on. He's unresponsive at this point, but by the looks of things, he's still consciously hanging on. It's hard to say how long you'll have, but I would hurry. Ready to set up. Why do I want to look around? Gee, you know, I think I'd like to carry this excruciatingly heavy object around some more. Thanks for asking, though. Well, you know what, it's not always about you. I want to see these paintings. Painting of a lighthouse. Painting of a woman holding something yellow and blue. An animal. Painting of 3 people. Wasn't that nice, Watts? Didn't you enjoy that? Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and set it up because he's really slow. Yes, it'll just be a moment. I know I can explore after this scene, and that's basically all I've seen up to. And there's a severe flood alert in my area. I'm sorry about that. Are you sure a common household power outlet is sufficient? No worries. We're the experts. Oh crap. Standard procedures, just keeping you on your toes. These animations are awesome! How's he doing? Not so well. If I were to say, he's just got a day or two left. That's plenty of time. So you two can grant him any wish? Oh. So you two can grant him any wish, huh? To try at least. But we always succeed because we're awesome. So what's the wish? The moon. The moon? The moon. He wants to go to the moon. The geezers just keep on getting crazier, huh? So, can you do it? It depends. She meant to say yes. Why don't you tell us about our client here? That I don't really know much. Johnny's an odd man. Through the 2 years that I've worked here, he rarely spoke. He worked as a craftsman for most of his life, and his wife passed away 2 years ago. I don't really know many details. I would have known more if I were his paperboy, for Pete's sake. Hi, Ethan! Shh! Just do your thing! Well, I suppose if you look around the house you may find some more info. I suppose Johnny won't mind since he's signed I suppose Johnny won't mind since he signed for you two. So be it. Alright, which one of us plays detective? I'm taking the girl. Thanks for the offer, but I'm busy leaving a butt print in this chair. Right, do continue. Tommy and Sarah can show you around. They're probably in the piano downstairs. Thank you. Shoot, go do your detective work. It's showing me this room, but I don't know. Oh, I can... Oh, it's a bunk bed. Fascinating. You love Sephiroth? I like Sephiroth too. This is quite the bathroom. Oh, there are light switches! I forgot about those. That's a really cool touch. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Holy crap. I'm sorry! Okay, I sneezed. What do we got here? Nothing? No, nothing to look at? Just lights, cameras. Alright, let's leave. Leave. There's books up here. A selection of readings from medical journals. Talk to you. He is unresponsive at this point, but by the looks of things, he is still consciously hanging on. It is hard to say how long you have, but I would hurry. Okay. Quite. It looks like there's like a note on the desk. Can't look at it, I guess. That's fine. I already looked at all these pictures. Oh, I'm pretty sure. Can I go to the menu from escape? Patient offline, so we're not at that part yet. I like that I can use the mouse pad or the keyboard. Wait, come back here for a moment. I have something for you. Okay, doc. Little slow. Here, take this. Receive a remote patient monitor. That'll keep you updated on Johnny's status. Thanks, I was just gonna ask for it. Johnny's heart monitor is now activated in menu. So, how many people watching this have already beaten it? I can already tell that, Overused Chew Toy has, beaten it, because apparently it's his favorite game. What? That's not a clock. Is it different every time? No, it's the same place. But that doesn't tell time. What is it, like 10? That would be 10, so it's like 11. I hope this game is not scary and nightmarish that I would cling my hands to my Master Sword every night that I think of the Kotori Obake. I don't think it's nightmarish, but I think it'll make you cry a little, so get some tissues ready. Nothing here. Can turn the light off if I want. I don't. It says it's 11. There's a candy cane up there. That's kind of weird. Plants. Things. Anything to interact with? No. Alright. Maybe I'll just go get the kids. Nope, I can still go on my own. There's notes all over the place. I wish I could read them. There's a lot of bread there. I have not cried in 4 months. I guess you hadn't needed a reason to cry. You know, me turning all these lights on and just leaving them on, if I didn't already, you know, short out the generator. Turn on and store tap water? In what? What do I have tap water for? Except for when I had pink eye yesterday. I'm sorry you had pink eye, Ethan. That was not crying. I'd better ask the kids first. Why? Yes. Why do you need to check with the kids? There's nothing... Oh, there are things. I'm not gonna look at those yet. I know what they are. Better ask those kids first. Go downstairs anyway? Yep. There's another door here. The door is locked. Imagine it. The chest is locked. Imagine it. Let's go over here. Seems to be his craft box. The chest is locked. Everything in here is bloody locked. Filled with paper. Fine china. Dusty books. Alright. What would you do if I had nightmares of the Kotorio Bake? I would feel somewhat responsible, but at the same time that which does not kill you make you stronger, and I would support you in overcoming your fears. What you want? Show me around the horse. Sarah and Tommy, right? Because they clearly have a blade. Your mother said to ask you to show me around the house. Okay, maybe we will. Maybe? I think we just need a little convincing, that's all. What do you think, Tommy? Yeah! What do you like? We want $1 trillion. Or the candy cane Mom hides from us. Yeah, or that. Huh? There's a giant candy cane on top of the high shelf that we can't reach. It's in the kitchen. Ma put it there to save for when we do chores. Get it for us and we'll give you a tour through the house. What do you say? Or, what do you say? What do you say? The blade of evil's bane. Well, sure. Cut the crap. Cut the crap. We're short on time now, but if you just show me around, then Dr. Wants will pay for however many candy canes you want. Really? Like, even if I ask for 10? Or 12? No more than 5. They're bad calories. That's still better than 1. Okay, deal then. Okay, where do we start? I know. There's this funny room in the basement. I don't like that funny room. What do you mean by funny room? You'll see. It's weird. We need to get the keys though. The old man hides it in a book in the study. Quite. To the study. This is the book room. The key to the funny room is in the thickest book on the upper shelf. Quite. The Emperor's New Clothes. And the colors of that beautiful fabric. I have never seen anything like it in all my life. They all tried to conceal their disappointment at not being able to see the clothes. A child, however, who had no important role and could only see things as his eyes showed them to him, went up to the carriage. But he hasn't got anything on, the child said. Don't talk nonsense, his father reprimanded. But the boy's remark, which had been heard by the bystander, was repeated over and over. Ah, I know that story. Oops, I walked past the bookshelf. Dusklight, the tale of a girl who fell in love with a zombie who emitted the smell of daisies when showered with gentle sunlight. Maybe another year. Received room key. He chose his hiding spot well. Because apparently you are just starting to gather them. What do you mean by gather master swords? I'm slightly confused. In the comments it's just like all Ethan. Nothing from anybody else for miles. Tommy used to throw books at me and call it a book fight. Until one day I threw him back and he needed a band-aid. Ha! Just a bunch of books in here. They got nothing I don't know about though. Alright, you little scamps. We can go open the funny room in the basement now. Would Twilight have even been out long enough for him to like... Because I am watching. Gathering pendants. Ah. I see. I told them I'm not getting that candy cane. And I believe it. Spoiled children should not be further spoiled, even though I said I'd get them like 5 candy canes. This is the wrong room. Need to go to the basement. It's cool that it like moves you upward at an angle when you're moving downstairs and stuff, but it's still kind of odd. This is the basement. We play hide and seek here. The door is locked. Open the door. It's like a cave in here. I'm Luigi's Mansion. I remember who you are, Ethan. All the bunnies. A rabbit folded out of paper. A broken music box. And a stuffed platypus. It looks adorable enough to annoy Neil. Might come in handy. I'll take it. I'm not gonna poke it. I'll leave the light on. Did you see it? What do you two know about all those rabbits? Nothing. The old man didn't want anyone to go inside, so he never told them. There's more of them, actually. Where? Inside the abandoned lighthouse. It's just beneath this cliff. I did not think of the name Ethan Gold 60 until I played on my Xbox 360 when I named my gamer tag that. I see. Wanna go? I got the keys! You aren't supposed to go in there either, are you? Hee. Remind me to never take you to Nail's house. So, you wanna see the lighthouse? Well, it's rather cold outside, but... I will stay here. If Johnny's the one who put the rabbits there, I'll probably run into it inside his memories anyway. Let's go upstairs and see if Neil's done with the configuring the machine. I will respect people's privacy. What's up with this music? His heart monitor looks fine. It just looks a little bit foggier than usual. So how are you guys liking the stream so far? Is it set up well? Is quality okay? Is everything going nice? Hold on a second. I just saw something I don't like. Chatty. Properties. No. this is the wrong thing. Hold on a second. Chatty. Properties. I need to crop it a little bit because I see the slide bar and I don't like looking at it. It is not professional, in my humble opinion. That means nearly nothing. I'm so precise with this thing. You have to be like on the pixels. Okay. That looks better. Does it still fit? Did it seem... There we go. And scoot it down. Done. Awesome! By the way, Summer Games Done Quick is going on right now. Oh, isn't that like a speedrun thing? Yeah, I just only noticed it now too. Well, that's okay, it's gone now. Oh, why don't you be late by another half hour? Not like we're got a dying client or anything. Oh, and I participated in Smash Brothers for Wii U tournament with 199 other people, and I won 45. With me being in 16th place. Congratulations! That's pretty awesome. I wish I knew there was a tournament going on. That sounds like fun, but I haven't played in a little while. And I'm glad I didn't go to the White House, because apparently we're late. I got caught up in something. I got caught up in something too. It's called our job. Get off your high horse. I'm late just this one time and you milk it. At least tell me we're good to go. Of course we are, because I'm competent. Oh my god, he's so annoying. Your helmet's on the couch. Chop chop. What's the couch? Oh, is it a couch? Not yet. I'm gonna save. Saving. Senior memory traversal agent. Okay. Initiate. That's not Dr. Rosaline. Alright, here we go. Let's see what's going on here. This should be the last accessible memory. Disable speech for all except Johnny. Done. Let's get him. At any time you can view your position in time by moving the mouse toward the top of the screen. I see. So we're gonna start going backwards? Let's be like Benjamin Button. At least we're faster now. There's nothing on those walls. Received a note. Clock. The clock in Johnny's house never tick. What else can I interact with? Is there anything in here that I missed? No. Doesn't look like it. There's that piano. Interact. I guess I can't. I already got the note. Hey, there's no... What? There's no door here. That's weird. The first place winner got $2,000. $2,000? That sounds awesome. For River, Johnny H. Wiles. What kind of song is this? It's just two notes repeated over and over. I wish I could look at it for a little bit longer. It's not just two notes. One verse is two notes. I just figured that out. This note is still on this table. You would think it'd be of some relevance, and this bread is still here. Basement, maybe? Can I not go into the basement? Can I go anywhere? Alright. Fan. Just go outside. Guess arrows will indicate where I can go. Where's that old man? Johnny? What a pleasant surprise. We don't get many visitors around here. My name is Dr. Eva Rosaline, and this is Dr. Von Matterhorn. Dr. Lorenzo Von Matterhorn. Dr. Nail Watts. Are you familiar with the Sigmund Agency of Life Generation? Oh. Are you two from the agency? How convenient. I've just been thinking of calling you. Lily, get us some tea, please. Lily? Actually, you've already called us. We're here to fulfill our contract from the relative for future. Ah. My nose itches. Careful there. If you slip off the cliff, we're gonna have to reload this memory. Watch out, Nail. Show some respect. It's just a program, you know. I know, but this is his last accessible memory, and we need its cooperation. Worst comes to worst, we can just reboot it. Yeah, but if you go about it poorly, you're just gonna have to redo it and not be a dumbass that time. So just do it right the first time. Why would you waste time like that? You are here to take me to the moon, aren't you? Yes, John. I supposed I had a good run. Not good enough, it seems. Shut up! So, can you do it? Can you take me to the moon? We can't, but you might be able to. Why do you want to go there? I don't know. It's fine, you can tell us. It's essential for helping us to get you to go there. Do you want the fame, the money? You've gotta have a motive. I'm sorry, but I really don't know. I just do. I can already tell that this is gonna be a pain in the ass. Ah, I guess you and the situation have something in common. Nevertheless, Johnny, here's what we can do. Or here's what we will do. We need to get to your childhood, but it's too distant to do so in one memory hop. Thus, we will need to traverse through your memories with gradual backward leaps, which you've given us the permission to do in the relative future. Once we lay down the waypoints in your childhood memories for direct access, we will return here. That's when you'll need to help us influence a childhood you to become an astronaut, or to get on a giant catapult. The point is, you'll need to have more to say than just, I don't know. As long as you can get me to the moon, I will cooperate in any way possible. Good. Now, in order to leap to a memory, we need an item that is of importance to you. Do you have a memento of some sort to get us started? That'll do. What is it? Well, shall we? Ladies first. What is it? Note, moon. Well, we need to prepare this memento first. Do nothing. Did I get it? Is it an item? Objective, the moon in Johnny's memory is full. Oh, I see. Flesh toy of a duck-billed platypus. How did we keep the item that I got in the real world in our memories? I guess I can conjure it because I have information about it? Can I conjure a card though? We'll need to prepare the memento. Go ahead. Holy crap, there's lots of data. Complete the memento. Pick the orbs to flip pieces. Schweetikins! I did it! The memento can now be activated for traversal. So it's a paper bunny? Activate the memento. Wait, what about my privacy? We'll try not to violate what we can avoid. But in most cases, it can't be helped. Bunners! Channel visibility and interactability. It'd be messy to be seen. Yeah, happy. Jeez, what's with all these rabbits? This is creeping me out. We probably should have checked his record for psychopathy first. Psychopathy. I don't know. What the? Did he hear me? That's impossible. It's probably just a part of his memory. Then I stand by my point. Anyway, quick blabbering and find the memento here to hop from. Interact with objects to establish 5 memory links. There is a platypus that I can't interact with. The clock is moving but soundless. This is really cool. How this works. There's no table in here. Can I go downstairs? Can't. No, go back. A multicolored paper rabbit. Well, aren't you special? Have 2 colors when all your siblings look like they drowned in bleach. What's that? You think you're really creepy? Why, yes, I agree. Why am I playing as him? He's so irritating. What's wrong? I see. So he innately blocks himself out, and so we have to unlock his memories. But how does that work from like a scientific standpoint? Shouldn't you already have access to like everything in his mind? An old and patched up backpack. What is this, 1,000,000 years old? I guess we'll find out. This thing interactable? The Emperor's new clothes. Don't. If we have to explain our presence in him at every memory, I'd go crazy. Don't tempt me. What else do we have to... Oh, here's a jar. Glass bottle of pickled olives. I hate this stuff. What's to hate? It's pickled olive. What are you trying to do in this game? The premise is that this old man is dying and he wants to relive his life. And because he can't actually do that, there's a company that can go into his memories and alter them so that he sees the result of his new life. So it's kind of like living again, but it's temporary, and I think it's only for when they're right about to die. So it's kind of like the last thing he can possibly do, and for whatever reason this guy wants to go to the moon. Exactly. Alright, well I think we got everything, so I'll just go back down and futz with the umbrella. Requires memory links to shoot. Oh, we're missing one? I thought we got all of them. Well, we can't go outside. What'd I miss? Clocks. Bonnets. It's probably back upstairs. I'm surprised this backpack isn't anything. That's very strange. The book was one. Bathroom isn't. Oh, the plant? Fresh wildflowers. Okay, that's a rather specific thing. Oh, I can check on the patient's heartbeat. He's normal. Memory links established. Awesome. Yes, yes, I see that. I see that. No, I didn't want to walk there. You can now travel with the memento umbrella. Hadouken! What the fuck was that? What? That's it. I'm doing the breaking from now on. Hadouken! Prepare. Got ourselves another puzzle. I like puzzles. The corner orb can flip the entire diagonal. Okay. Easy peasy. Alright. Activate. So I guess these memory links will take us to a memory. Why is he carrying around a platypus? He was Ryu! Hey, you know who else Ryu is? In Smash Brothers. When it comes to rain, through is better than onto. I don't mind it regardless. Seems like these memory hops only span a short period of time. We need to find a leaping memento, or it's gonna take forever. Meh, just enjoy the scenery. That platypus should be a memento, because he keeps carrying it around. Old stuffed toy platypus. Honestly, I just don't think this animal has the right to exist. The world's not big enough for two of you. Drought. Said like drought. Like what happened in California. Drought. What did I mispronounce? Because I'm hearing you, but I forgot. A memory of River E. Wiles. It is grave of his wife. I guess. It's finished, River. Like you, I'll be able to watch over her every day. She won't be alone anymore. He was talking about the rain. You called it Droot. I am Droot. I'm sorry for mispronouncing it. I might never understand why, but I stay true to your wish. I'm sure Anya's grateful to you too. But when I'm gone, who's gonna watch over us? Who are you? My name is Eva. I was just passing by. Was she your wife? Yes. Her name was River. That's a special name. It didn't need to happen. Hmm? She didn't need to do it. But you wouldn't understand. I don't even understand. Phil's train just pulled up to its first stop. Received note, Anya. Someone John and River cared for. Whoops. Cancel. What did I do? Game properties. Why? I opened up a window that I didn't mean to open. I can't. Oh, there we go. That was really weird. I'm sorry. Let's get out of the menu. Go upstairs. Ah, this is all automatic and nice. I don't have to do repetitive stair walking. So we need to find 2 more memory points. About time you got here. I almost thought you fell off the cliff. What were you doing? Enjoying the scenery. What else? Any luck here? Big luck. Huge. Dinosauric. Huh. This place looks pretty empty. It's a lighthouse. What do you expect? Anyway, I'll catch you on the other side. Have fun re-breaking the barrier for yourself. What an ass. Broken lighthouse lamp. Old man. I'm sorry, old man. I'm out of here. Hadouken. 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 Let's go. Another puzzle. Ideal shows the minimum number of moves the memento can be completed in. Alright, alright. The minimum. Ideal. 3. How do I get in 3? Ah, I see. Got it. I'm awesome at these. Activate. Finally in his adulthood. And out of his oldhood. Just enough. Well, he's kind of old. I'll give him a deeper voice than that. What timeline are we at? I'm guessing child, kid, teenager, adult, older adult, old-ass old man. After we pay for your operation, we'll have just enough for it, so don't worry. White lie. That's what you call it, right? No, I'm sure we can just stop it. I don't like it when you lie. I calculated our finances. I know what it's like. Why do you try to convince me against my will? We need the money for your medical bills, River. I understand that Anya means a lot to you, but this is just too much. I mean, she isn't even... Do you know what makes me happy, Johnny? What? Do you? Well, I do. I hope you can help me with it. River. When the papers from my treatments get here, I will not sign them. What you do with our money is up to you. But if you would grant my wish, I want you to use it to finish building that house. And then, for every day that you live here, I want you to watch over her. Visit her, speak to her, comfort her. I don't want her to be alone anymore. And what about you? Happy. I'll be happy. Johnny? Yes. I made this. Tell me what it is. What? Just tell me what it is. It's a rabbit, like all the others you've made. What else? It's made of paper. What else? Its body is yellow and the rest is blue. Blue. God, what else? Look, River. I wrote a song. It's for you. Okay. Well, would you like to hear it? Yes. You didn't have to bring the piano up here for this. I can hear you just fine with the door open. Poor guy, he just wants to be a little closer to his wife. It's called Forever. Why so cliche? It's just a placeholder. Who's this Anya they were talking about? If she's so important, shouldn't we have seen her in his late memories? I guess he didn't keep that promise after all. Unless... Unless what? Never mind. Hey, that's the same song the kids were playing earlier, huh? I guess he taught them. You know what? I'm too manly for this. I'm heading on. I already got my memory links. You want to hitch a ride or look around for yourself? I want to stay. Go on ahead. I'll catch up with you. You couldn't just wait? Don't you miss the days when memory audio to MP8 conversion was legal? I think I'd brought home over 2,000 songs during my first year on this job. Yeah, I bet copying people's memories should... I mean, for historical reasons, kind of like how, what's it called? Aperture? Not Aperture. What's the company in, Assassin's Creed? Abstergo. Going into people's memories and stuff. The Emperor's New Clothes. Not again? But yeah, if they did stuff like that and people could explore their own memories, it would be so cool. I would love to, like, explore other people's memories and histories and stuff. A song Johnny wrote for his deceased wife. Its title is a placeholder. It's not a placeholder. I don't know what her problem is. I find it hard to feel bad for her. Because he wants to just be with her and do things with her and live with her, and she wants to, like, toss out her treatment money for Anya. Pot of mixed dough. Glass bottle of pickled olives. Someone really likes these. I'm telling you, there's just no way. What if we take it apart? Look at us, John. We aren't exactly at the ripe age of piano moving. You know what? If this means that much to you, I'll pay for the professionals to do this. I can't help saving the house for you, so this is the least I can do. Oh, that was weird. We're like the same person. How did he manage to get movers to take the piano upstairs without her knowing? Received a note, paper rabbit. What river gave to John? This is a beautiful song. Yeah, I feel bad for him because he just wanted to be with her and she just wants to build a house for somebody. Ideal 4. Alright, what do we got? I can do it in... Let me see. I want to try and get the ideal. So I'm looking at it pretty carefully. This might extend the game's time by like hours. If I change this one, this will be clear and these will be full. So, then we got those. I don't think that'll work. This one will be full and these will be clear. This one is hard. Yeah, it's a little tricksy. I can invert these. They don't have a story impact. I know they don't, but I still wanna. I guess I shouldn't waste too much time on it. Let's try. Oh! I just randomly started doing it and I got it in 4 anyway. Cool. Alright, awesome. Let's get out of here. Finally. I like how long it takes for the story or the music to fade out. They jump so high. Hey, look at what we have here. I see. I bet they saw this cliff and thought it was not dangerous enough without people living on it. So they built that house just recently, I guess like 10 years ago? Maybe not even 10, like 5. She died 2 years ago, so like 3? For a big house like this, that's pretty short. Nick called and said I should come. I brought you pickled olives. They're your favorite, right? I heard about River. Will she be okay? Her illness was just diagnosed in its late stage. Fortunately, it's treatable. But the medical bills... We can't afford to finish building this house, Isabel. We can barely afford to pay for her treatment. I'm just relieved that she'll be okay, but... You don't know how much this place means to her. She's gonna be heartbroken. I'd help, but Ted and I have all been barely getting by since the market crashed. What are you going to do now? I'm gonna tell her that we can make it. Gonna tell her that we can afford everything. Hello, Will Fork. Evening, friend. Had to stop by and say hey when I saw someone playing this game. Well, have to... Start over. Well, hey, back to you. Welcome to Saturday streaming. I guess I'll introduce myself as SamHunny, even though my name's practically everywhere. It's even on the stream, so... Sorry. I don't want her to do anything crazy. You shouldn't lie to her. You don't understand, Isabel. If she found out, I'm not sure what she'd choose. So what? If she chose not to save herself for the sake of this place, then so be it. If that's what she really wants. I really dislike when you neurotypicals think you know what's best for others. I hate when you call me that, Izzy. Do you think this is all about her? What about me, Isabel? After all the years, am I not allowed to be selfish even once? I don't want to be alone, Isabel. I'm not going to let her die. That's Adigan. I don't care. Where are you going? I'm going to pick something from the cliff to bring back to her. That'll at least give her some comfort. That doesn't make what you're doing any less wrong. Nick wanted me to give you this. He said it's called Everything's Alright. Isn't. You know, I really didn't know anything about this game until, like, maybe a couple weeks ago when I saw someone playing it, and then I saw them play a little bit, and I was like, man, this game looks boring. And now I hear nothing but good things about it. Can I get a note on it? Oh. The, pickled olives is a bento. Are the woods snow? Can I even leave? So slow. Pick up the pace. But yeah, I feel bad for the old man. Oh, I didn't think the truck was one. Because I would think that, you know, he has a right to... It has a brilliant story, I agree. Didn't have to do... Ah! Oh, we just had to follow him. Can I not go any further? Alright. We need one more. What am I looking for here? What am I looking for here? Maybe we can go inside the house with some tools. Memory links also acquired from exploration. Thank you very much. Prepare the memento. Get this out of the way. Alright. Oh, what do we got here? Zigzag side. In 3, huh? Trixie. Oh god, this is even harder. Boom. I like those puzzles. Alright, let's take our pickled jar out of here. Activate. SamHunny, this is your first time playing through the game? This is my first time playing the game at all. Yeah. Essentially. This is my first time playing through, starting it. I didn't even know anything about it. I saw someone playing it. I thought it looked boring. I'd only gotten up to the part where like the kids let you explore the house though. And I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't know what to expect. I did not know you could do diagonals. Yeah, you can do diagonals. So you guys really are going for it, huh? Yep, the construction's starting in just a few months. It's a bit of a squeeze, we had to split the payment. But with financing, we'll make do. Wonderful having your dream house built at such a beautiful site. You had your wedding at that lighthouse near there all those years ago, didn't you? That's not all that's special about it. We have a long history with that place. Well, it's good to have some good news that we're together for once. Alright, to get together for once. Cheers and congratulations, you two. Hey, cheers. I'm going a little Russian between them. Be right back. I'm going to get some fresh air. Me too. Now, I didn't mean to do that forever. Me too. I don't know how old they are in the scene. They look pretty old, like 40s, 50s. Hey buddy, it should have been a while. So I'm not usually the kind of guy that cries at movies, but this game made me bawl like a baby. Hasn't it? Who knew how hard it is to get across a few cities nowadays? That river, still so quiet, huh? Yeah, she's actually been talkative at home, and with Elizabeth. Props for playing this on a stream. Thank you very much. I got a suggestion for it last week, and I was like, it's $10, but you know what? I'm willing to go out on a limb for my viewers. If this is what they want to watch, then this is what I'm gonna play. I guess she's just not used to you. Ahaha, so I'm the bad guy here, huh? Oh hey, so did you tell River that thing from back then? I did. So how did she take it? For the most part, she took it well. But something bugs me.
Ever since the incident, she's been making these strange rabbits out of paper. Origami rabbits? Yes, lots of them. Ha! I used to photo origami animals for my daughter all the time. What's wrong with that? I don't think it's the same thing. She's been doing nothing but making the same rabbits day in and day out. Our house is literally filled with them now. Didn't Isabel say something like that is the common trait with River's condition? Yes, but something doesn't feel right this time. When I ask her about it, she never answers. Instead, she gets this distant look in her eyes. It's almost as if she wants something from me. And the strange thing is, I feel like there's something I owe her, too. Have you asked Isabel? Yes, she said she talked to her about it, but got nothing. Well, I'm certainly not one to inquire, but I'll tell you this. I've known you since middle school, and you're notorious for overthinking. You're probably just imagining things. There's no need to get too worked up. Usually when someone says that, something is always wrong. But I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. You're probably right. Probably? I'm always right, John. Wait, so even he himself never knew what was up with those rabbits? Forget about the stupid rabbits, we got bigger problems. It's a confined memory and there are no mementos anywhere. Don't worry, we can probably draw one out from him. How? Leave it to me. I just gotta give the bartender a quick visit first. Bartender, hook me up with a drink. Hi there, could I get you anything? Hey yo, could I get a bottle of pickled olives, please? Sure, cash or credit. Check. Sorry, we don't take checks. Oh, just put it on my tab then. Wait, does that mean you don't have any money? You're so getting resetted. Hey there, could I get you anything? Hello, could I get a bottle of pickled olives, please? Sure, cash or credit. Just put it on my tab. I feel like spending big money today. Oh, thank you, sir. I love that suddenly everyone is Russian. I'm sorry. I got a Russian accent for Nicholas and it infected everyone. Here, your pickled olives. Thanks, bro. You'll be getting an enormous amount of tips today. Yeah, a bottle of pickled olives sold at a bar. It's better than pickled pig's feet. Thank you, sir. You're such an ass, Neil. Oh, loosen up. Let me know if there's anything you'll need. I will continue to choose inappropriate accents for every person. Why? Is that a bottle of pickled olives you're sporting? Are you a fellow olive lover? Indeed I am. Just got a fresh bottle of them myself, in fact. Mind if I join you? Oh, sure. Why don't you grab a seat? We'll down a bottle together. Oh, yeah. That sounds just swell. Eva, disable taste simulation. Now. Oh, Neil. I don't think I feel like it. I'm so gonna get you back for this. I will end you. So that's how we got our first toaster. Oh ho 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 ho. I think this man may now be French. Keep guessing. I have no idea. I'm just gonna go all over the world. You okay there? Yes, I'm just savoring the amazingness of pickled olives. They're wonderful, aren't they? Yeah, I just can't understand how anyone could find such things to be disgusting. Take your time, we've got 2 bottles left. So I said, hey, that's not right. And they totally agreed. And you know what else is wrong with society today? Yeah, I actually have it right here. Why? May I see it? Okay. Here it is. And freeze! Finally, dear Lord!
How are the olives, Neil?
Oh, shut your mouth.
What is it? Wait, don't you dare.
Don't worry, sheesh. See, I'm doing it by the books. Hulk smash!
Neil, seriously? I'm trying to get into this, and you're ruining the mood.
Totally worth it.
What is it?
I wish I knew what to Twitter.
Alrighty, what do we got? 4 ideal...
Excuse me.
I got these, man. I'm so good at them. Activate memento. What is it? I can almost read it. The pixels blurred together the closer my face gets to the monitor. Meh.
Hoity toity.
Maybe I'll make one of them Irish, if I can. Oops. Oof. Now we're in his adult era and I can stop using a really old man's voice, but he kind of looks like Mario. It's a me. Whatever my name is. Johnny. Good old Johnny. Johnny.
Crackety nutcrackers!
You aren't Australian!
Who cares? We're like 20 billion nanometers off the ground and standing on a damn flagpole!
Just jump down, it's not like you can be hurt. Are you kidding me? It's a friggin' skydive! You can't stay on here, you can't get off. God, I hate it when this happens. I swear if this place... Ava, what the... Wes...
I'm just gonna land on her.
Why would they abandon her like this?
I suppose she's just no longer needed.
No longer needed?
By ships, I need.
Where are you from? Me? Mostly American. 90% American. 10% Canadian, I'd say. You know how it is, now that everyone has GPS and all. Please don't tell me that the lighthouse is Eva, or, not Eva, Anya? Because if she wanted him to babysit a light tower and die for it... Look, River. This place means a lot to me too, and I've been thinking... In our current state, things have been pretty stable. If we save well, in a few years, we can afford to build a house on top of here. It's gonna be a squeeze, but I'm sure we'd be able to see her from the window. In the morning, at night, we'll always be nearby. And we could walk here anytime. She'll never be alone again, John. I'll be able to watch over her every day. Yeah, we will. Good for them.
You gotta be kidding me. You remember what happens, don't you? It's like watching a train wreck.
The ending isn't any more important than any of the moments leading to it. The important thing is that over there they're happy. Let's move on. What is that? I want to understand more before I make a judgment on her because I'm really starting to not like his wife, River.
Wait a minute. They were referring to the lighthouse as Anya, weren't they?
I suppose so.
Then that river, she declined treatment for the sake of a lighthouse? That's how I feel! Isn't that a bit too extreme?
I've seen stranger things in the course of the job.
Me too, but I can never wrap my head around it.
It's none of our business anyway. She's not our client. The abandoned lighthouse.
Oh my gosh. Ermagerd.
Worst things for me to interact with. Oh, what are you two doing? Where are you going?
I guess we're just slowly going backwards.
We need the memento. Oh, it's a bunny. Is there anything else around here to interact with? Nope. Apparently not. It's somewhat linear, the game. It's not much exploration involved.
Maybe it just hasn't gotten hard yet.
Open up, bunny.
Prepare the memento.
Alright, what do we got here? Oh, no. We got 5. Some of these are a little bit more complicated in my mind than the others are. But I'll try not to get too hung up on it. Because I really doubt you want to watch me futz around with this until I figured it out. That said, I think I already got it wrong. Nope. It looks like once again I have luck on my side because I just picked the right freaking buttons. I can't lose at these, apparently. Is the audio alright? Everything going good? There's so many people here. I'm so happy.
River? River.
So... He's probably not so old. I can probably give him a lighter voice now. A yellow paper rabbit.
Dear Lord, not again.
Everything's good? Perfect! I'm so happy to hear that. Sounds good to me. Awesome. If you guys at any point want to watch this video again, or if you missed something from early on and you want to review it for whatever reason, I will be uploading the entire stream to YouTube when I'm done. I don't know how much longer I'll go. It's 5:30, so I think once I stayed up till like 8. Once I think I went till 10. New boxes of plain paper. Uh-oh. I think I know where this is going. There is a piano. An old baby grand piano. How the heck did they move this thing upstairs?
Who knows, but I bet it'd be a piece of cake for the TARDIS.
Not really. You can't even get it through its door. Alright. You're coughing? Why are you coughing?
True.
Well, that settles it. Moving pianos is a pain in the arse for everyone.
It'd probably take an entire episode to get it inside.
I wouldn't mind seeing such an episode.
Me neither. It sounds pretty epic.
A Doctor Who episode of getting a piano inside the TARDIS? That sounds retardus. Oh, I'm sorry your throat hurts. Get, like, cough syrup. If you have any. I guess if you did, you'd drink it already.
You went out for a haircut this early in the morning?
I've been sick for Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Ethan. I hope you feel better soon.
What are you making here?
Rabbits. Did you see the rabbit I left for you?
Yeah.
Just finished the game myself for the 2nd time. I still think it has the best plot among everything I've ever played. Tell me about that rabbit.
Huh? Describe the rabbit. It was yellow.
What else?
Bit puffy.
And?
Well, it's just a paper rabbit. I don't know how else to describe it. You're acting strange, River. Is something wrong? River? I don't know about you, but I'm getting some inverse deja vu. I think I know of her condition, but this is rather odd, even for that. You think she's...
Do you?
Perhaps, who knows? But like you said, she's not our client. Let's just get what we're paid for and get over with it. And get it over with the English. So this is the day she started it, huh? That friggin' platypus. There's a bucket. Many long strands of orange hair. So she gave herself a haircut. Prepare the memento. Alright, we got 3. We did this in the other direction, so we do this one, then this one, then this one. It cannot be stopped. Can you really use the same memento to go back just a little bit farther? I mean, if you have this platypus thing, shouldn't it take you back farther than this? Car. I didn't mean to go this way. Perhaps the power of the Triforce is on your side. The Triforce grants me strength and courage. Oh, that's kind of weird. The grass is like overlaying on them. Oh yeah, they're see-through. I keep forgetting that sometimes. I'm like, why are they transparent? Oh yeah, because they're a program thing. Righto, righto. Oh, I forgot to go outside with the kids. I guess because I didn't go see the lighthouse. But that's okay. So, get me out. That's a really wide tree. The music stopped. Wyatt, do that. Is there anything over here? Nope. Nope-a-doodle. Can I just walk a little bit faster? Need to rest and drink my water. Go ahead, don't worry about it. I should probably get some water too, actually. Gotta reach over and get a sip and control. Just give me a... Hold on. Alright. This is where the house used to be, isn't it? The house that never should have been. I mean, really, what is it about unusually high and dangerous places that attract people? Bye, Ethan. I hope you feel better. Received note. Acrophobia? Something that Johnny and River apparently didn't have. I go get the drink too. Alright. Well, I'll just meander around a bit, and when you come back, then we should be ready to go. But I don't think there's anything really to interact with. So, just hurry. Shoot! Go! Quickly! Before you miss important things. I can't hold off the plot any longer. It's too powerful.
and the plot. I like that the arrows indicate where I can go. That's pretty helpful. Let's see what we got here. SamHunny, all you're doing is making me love you more. How? I don't understand. I don't know. I thought it was being kind of weird, but I'm glad you're enjoying it, having fun. Back pop. This plot must progress. It must indeed. Is that why you approached me back then? Oh, yeah. What about now? I suppose it's just part of it. Look, it was a long time ago. It's not too relevant now, but Izzy said I should tell you the truth. Okay, I got my drink. Welcome back. I shouldn't have tainted our first meeting like that. I love all the different models they have, like their eyes keep moving around and stuff, and it's awesome. What's that, a hacky sack? Can you throw this as far as where Anya's at? I don't know. You want me to try? Would you? River! Are you insane? Get away from there! I think this memory isn't too far from the last. Think they may be connected? Probably. Hey, it's that backpack. Oh. I'm drinking water. Why did she cut her hair anyway? I like long hair. It's not up to you. Unlock the book pack. Wait, your answer was water or something like that? What is something like water, but isn't water? Explain that one to me, Tootie. Well, water is essential for life. Yeah, but he said water or something like that. So water or something like water. So what is something like water, but not water? But I intend to drink beer instead. Of course you do. This one's a Trixie. Because I can see how to get it done in 5. But it says I can do it in 4. Ah! I know how to do it. Boom. Let's go deeper. We must go deeper. Well-flavored water? You just said water. You didn't say like purified water, spring water, or anything specific. I don't mean to pick on you. You can enjoy your weird water byproduct. American made water by food product. Everything with this is difficult, John. Just because she and I share the syndrome doesn't mean we share the same head. But you must be able to help somehow. Everything was okay at first, but now she's even more aloof than ever. Even when we're in the same room, she's never really there. It's starting to take a toll on me. I just don't know how to take it anymore. Well, I can't speak for her, but many of us do long for connections. Long for connections, I see. Though being able to articulate it is a different story. Just because she struggles to express it, it doesn't mean she doesn't feel anything. She's still there, right? Sometimes you just have to have faith that she cares.
That's pretty difficult to do day in and day out. What, have faith in someone? I know. Wait, but why do you seem so normal, Izzy? I mean, don't you have the same condition? For one, I was diagnosed when I was still young. With effort, it's not impossible to acquire a guise of social norms systematically. But you know what? I both envy and pity River. Me, I am an actress because I've been doing it all my life. Not only on stage, but off stage. And at practically every moment. I've gotten good at it because acting is the only option I have. It's the only way for me to be normal. But the River, she never did that. She remained an outcast and refused to learn to step against it. I don't know if it was by choice or by limit, whether bravery or cowardice. And the flavor is elder. Elder water? There are days when I just can't stand faking it anymore. And then I realize that it's too late. The Isabel that people know of is all an act, and the real me has long become a stranger. It's hard to open up to your friends and your husband and tell them that you've basically been lying to them like your entire existence because you don't know what kind of person you are. But I feel like that at a certain point, if you change yourself, even if you're pretending, you eventually become that person. You think like that person you designed. You eventually become them, so you're not no one anymore. And you're not fake because you're living up to that. I think in the end I just envy her. I don't think River knows she's been doing that. Doing what specifically? Doing what specifically? Isolating Johnny? Because if I knew what condition she had, then I might have some semblance of idea of what's going on, but I don't know. Huh, I've never met a woman with it before. Then technically you still haven't met one. This isn't part of our business, let's move. Is it not? I mean, understanding his history is the key to changing it, isn't it? Also, why aren't they in a bookstore? It's the library? Hey, where you going? You just talked about people deceiving their loved ones purposely or otherwise. Yeah, I don't think River was intentionally. If there's some kind of illness, mental illness or something, she probably just thinks differently and it didn't occur to her in her thought process. I can understand that, but at the same time, I don't know. I guess I can't make a judgment because I don't know what the mental illness is, and I don't know how it affects her, how she thinks. Maybe she's autistic? Maybe. Anything new today? No. What are you rereading there? The Emperor's New Clothes. I loved this when I was young. Still do, huh? Of course. Just for different reasons. When I was a kid, I loved the Animorph series. I had one of those. I know, your mother gave you a book from it as a wedding present. Hey, yeah, that was one odd wedding present. I guess I was pretty obsessed with it when I was a kid. Exactly. I think the point is that we can't make a judgment, but we can watch as the story happens. Yeah, I'll save my opinion for when I fully understand everything. 'Cause things that I don't understand, I can't say like I do understand. I can't say that she's a bad person for doing what she did because
she doesn't think like you and I do. Well, I mean, we don't even think alike, but the way their brain is formed to think is different. I knew autistic people before, and it's not like they're a completely different person, and it's not easy to point them out, but you can notice it. Why haven't you read them since? Hmm? I saw them. They're collecting dust in the garage.
Well, I just grew out of them, I guess.
I mean, they're children's books. What's wrong with reading children's books? They're comforting.
I suppose so.
I think I'm gonna get this one.
She just walked through him. So it is a bookstore.
Holy crap. What? I'm not yours, you're not mine. Be my Auntie Valentine.
Hey, River, this one's not that corny. River?
But what about David's? He's my favorite character.
I don't know. What are you talking about? Animorphs, have you read it?
No.
Yes.
Really?
Sort of.
Oh, do you know the animal? Or do you know what animal is David's main morph?
You know who does know? Google's.
Animorph. David. A lion.
Oh. I see. This is on the To the Moon forums. Someone said everywhere it looks as David's main morph was a lion. Also, he morphed into a rattlesnake, not a cobra. Yeah, as someone who did read the books as a kid, I was like, lion? Lion? And it kept telling me I was wrong. I laughed out loud, the whole river quote, though.
Alright, so the answer seems to be a cobra. Oops. Let's go. Can I? Yeah. Cobra.
Yeah, I have no idea how you're supposed to know this one. It's literally written on a book in the same room.
Oh.
You can find it out, I think, by talking to someone in the room or looking at one of the books. I believe you. Oh yeah, Cobra! Can't remember which, but it's right there. It's just funny in the comments, someone's like, lion? Lion? I really wish they kept the old covers instead of these plain sheets. Those were cool. Those were cool. I remember those. I can't remember which... Thanks, friend. I had no idea. Perhaps I should reread them after all. I can barely recall the thing from that series. I don't really remember anything about Animorphs. I thought it was cool when I was a kid, and that was it. He teleported. Is there anything else for me to interact with? The world would have been a lot more beautiful if people just remembered faces more. I'm surprised he remembered anyone was even in the room. I'm so, absent-minded that I focus on, a couple people and I can remember them very clearly, and then, everybody else, I have no idea.
Tobas, Hawk, Rachel, Grizzly, Jake, Tiger, Marco, Gorilla, David, Cobra, Cassie, Wolf. Why?
Oh, just wondering.
You could have just Googled it.
Phobos Hawk. Well, David was actually a lion. I was just at my parents' place this afternoon looking at my bookcase from when I was a child. That's neato. Okay, I don't need to know any more about this. I already answered the question. I read some terrible books when I was a kid. Hey, you know what? I read Twilight up until the last book and then I couldn't take any more. I bet that beat whatever you did. Can't interact with the backpack. Where's the memento? I assumed it was the book in her hand, but she's not buying it. Ah! It's Animorphs. But yeah, my friend was really into Twilight, and I was like, okay, I'll read it. I was like, wow, this is kind of cool, and it's written very differently. Keep in mind that I didn't read a whole lot. I love reading, but I find it very hard to find good books. So I got to the second one, and I was like, okay, this is not that great anymore. Got to the third one. Wow, this is really boring. Got to the first one. My friend actually went to the signing for it and bought me one hardcover, and I felt kind of bad about it because I couldn't get past the first 3 chapters. I was like, this is terrible. And then at that point I got on the Hate Twilight bandwagon, which I think is kind of funny because some people are like, oh, you just hate Twilight because it's popular. I'm like, no, I actually liked it at first because I didn't know any better. So yeah, I've learned my mistakes now. You don't need to tell me how wrong I was. I understand why it's stupid. Like I said, I don't read a lot. I have a sad bookless life. Mostly because I just find it hard to read books. Like, I used to read the Aragon series, and then by the time the 3rd book came out, I was so tired of it. What do we want to do here? We got 5 moves. Reading Twilight is better than reading nothing at all. I guess. I don't know. I would probably rather read the dictionary. If someone else enjoys something and it's not hurting someone else, meh. Twilight is poorly written, and then Independence Day was poorly made. I enjoy it. You know, when I heard about the author of Twilight, Stephanie Myers, I think is her name, I didn't know until a person in one of my classes did a project on it where they said, or explained rather, that she was Amish. So I thought for a branch of Amish woman, she's not like your Amish that has no electricity or anything. She just doesn't wear pants, and they don't eat certain things, and they follow certain rules. I thought it was really interesting that she wrote a vampire book like that, and then others with that kind of teenage angstiness that teenagers like or something. I'm not really sure what to do with this, so I'm just gonna start pressing buttons. You have 1 new item in your inventory. What is it? Your new item, no helmet. What is it, like? What is it? I don't know. Steam told me I had a thing, I don't know what it is. Diddly dum dum. Is this it? I cannot be stopped! Even if I have no clue, I can get these. Alright, let's go. Animorphs. Activate. Independence Day is the greatest terrible movie ever. What is this here? Well, everyone's leaving already? Bah, I just got here. Seems to happen to you a lot at parties. Oh, go save your childish jabs for the insecure. What do we got going on here? An aged anamorphs book. Jar of pickled olives. I see le fromage, but where's the mouse? That's the corniest remark you've made all night. Don't you mean cheesiest remark? Wow. There's this really old man there. There's food here. I can't see anyone. Who's this guy? Who are these old people? I can't interact with them. There's nothing for me to look at. Well, since I know a little bit more about games than I do about movies and books, what is your least favorite game? Or it could be like your favorite, least favorite. Oh, we gotta go up to the lighthouse. Oh wow, her hair looks so pretty. She looks so cute. I can't interact. Why not? I want to see what the hell is going on. Least favorite? Jeez, that's a long list. Do you feel any different? She's so pretty! I love this model. Now that we got the rings on, I mean. No. Why, do you? Actually, yeah, I think so. My favorite game, I said favorite, least favorite, as in your guilty pleasure. What's it like? It's just different. Just the responsibility, I suppose. Responsibilities. Do you like the name Anya? Would you like to name her Anya? I understand. I don't feel guilty about any of my pleasures. Yeah, Anya's a good name for her. How do you know it's a her? Hey, come with me. Man, her dress is so pretty! Wish I could have a dress like that for my wedding. Holy crap, it's... I mean, I know it's all pixelated and tiny, but I can see all these details in it. That's how you know you have a good artist on your hands, when they make a very small thing. This can't be a good idea. I'll probably trip and fall. Don't worry, just follow my steps. Oh, they're dancing! Ow, my ass! I think you stepped on my toes! Sorry! Come on, let's try again. Beautiful sunset. Holy goodness. To promise, to love, and comfort, to honor and keep in sickness and in health for as long as you shall live? I do. And you take this man standing before you to be your lawfully wedded husband. To promise to love and comfort, to honor and to keep in sickness and in health for as long as you shall live? Yes. By the power invested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you Mr. and Mrs. Wiles. The wedding.
Yeah. What did you think that was?
I'm just bad at weddings, that's all. Fluids tend to escape from my eyes.
Well, Fork, I didn't know they made a character out of you. I didn't know you were that sentimental.
Oh, did I say my eyes? I meant my mouth. And by fluids, I meant both fluids and solids.
That's a lovely image. Thanks, Neil. Never mind, I apologize, Will Fork. Come, let's find a way to get out of here. How do you get solids out of your tear ducts? Kind of reminds me of like the mind freak thing that I saw when I was a kid, where like he swallowed a diamond and like pushed it out of his eye.
All this happens, and Joy is really putting you off too, huh?
No, I just don't like watching people make mistakes.
Sheesh, whatever happened to just take it moment by moment?
That dress is so pretty. I'm waiting for the big drop, though. Because I understand things on their surface level a lot quicker than I understand their deeper meanings, which I guess is true for anyone, for anything. And I'm trying to look for the hidden message in this based on what little information that I have. So she chose her life, or she chose to give up her life for the preservation of Anya, and left him all alone. I wonder what made her so important, considering they seem to have had a rocky start. And then she distanced herself with those rabbits. I wonder what they mean. Well, I better go see how your aunt is doing.
Alright, Ma. Tell her thanks for coming.
I will. I'm so proud of you, Joey.
She's all futzy looking. He remembers his best friend better than he remembers his mother. Joey? Oh, that's my grandpa's name. He passed away before I was born. Ma calls me by it as my nickname. How come you never told me about it? How come you never noticed? You haven't thought about what made Johnny go along this path.
That's true. I need to find the beginning first. I guess that's why they decided to do the story backwards, is so that you can't make an assumption based on information. You can't predict what they will do because you know what they have done. You're trying to find out why they did it. I do want to know why he loves her so much. I'd rather you just call me John.
Ugh, not another sentimental grandparent childhood.
What do you have against those anyway? I mean, you sure talk a lot about your grandfather a lot.
What? No, I don't.
Whatever you say. Joey. Johnny's nickname named after his grandfather. How come he said... Can you say that again? That was perfect? I don't know. I forgot what I said. I have like... I'm thinking about the game and what I'm doing at the same time. I'm literally forgetting what I said minutes ago. I'm really sorry for that. I'm so spacey sometimes. I guess just because I'm trying to pay more attention to the game than I am what I'm saying. That makes for really bad commentating, doesn't it? I'm terrible. I'll try to pay a little bit more attention to what I'm actually saying so that I can elaborate more. Alright, well, the wedding's done. Do I need to leave? I remember I was talking a little bit about, like, you have to go back in time. No problem, you unknowingly produced fantastically profound things. It's true. Though sometimes when you really think about what I say, it may not be so fantastically profound. Like, it could just be ramblings of some delusional mind. It could be when you actually try to put logic into it, it means nothing. Hey, what's that? Oh, you ate a rabbit.
It can't be helped, River. I'm sure they didn't mean to. Come on, we're late. Wait, is that a rabbit? Think this is the source of all those folded paper ones? Why would she obsess over some roadkill? Not to mention so many years later. Don't ask me, you're the woman here. That is sexist. I'll be convinced that I'm the only one when you're... I'll be convinced that I'm the only one when you do a cordless bungee jump. Come on, River, we're late. Dead rabbit. On their wedding day, too. I wonder what struck her about it. Well, it certainly wasn't the same thing that struck it, huh? Can't believe I say things that you call profound and then I make crap puns. Oh, it's gonna be all headless and gross. SamHunny is in alpha mode. Am I? Oh, this is easy. I got this. I got this. Oh, it's just a normal rabbit. Doesn't look all that roadkilled. I thought it was like missing its legs or something terrible. Activate the memento. You know, it's a fantastic wedding when the memento's roadkill. Hey. Maybe she saw it as a metaphor for the terrible marriage. So years later she began folding the rabbits because she was reminded of how rotten it was. Crappy puns are worth listening to. Or, you know, something equally pretentious. Cool story, Neil. It looks like this rabbit's been dead a while. Poor thing, what's with all the roadkills today? Don't you look at me like that, because he ran for the squirrel. It smells like a farm. And roadkill. Deactivate the scent simulator or get away from here already. Alright, where am I going? I'm gonna guess it's not that way. It's a horse! It's a blue horse! Hi, blue horse. He's a pretty horse. Whoa. Ah! Don't do it. Don't do what? You know what? Don't not ride this horse? What are you, 5 years old? Okay, I won't not ride it. Ah! Hey-ya! Quit wasting time, Dale! If you say things you cannot remember and it's fantastic, you're in alpha mode, right? I don't know. I've just kind of always done that. Even if I say stupid things, sometimes I forget them. I think more often I'll remember things that I do wrong than things that I do right. Unless I want praise for them. So like if I do really good at a project, I'll show it to like everybody and expect words of grandeur. I mean, I don't want to be up on my high horse all the time, but when I do really good, I like to hear people say it. Holy crap! That can't be good. Hi, so cute, horsey! Do something, don't just stand there, help me! Damn it, this was not in the job description. Dr. Nail Watts. That horse is so pretty! Village idiot. I think I have like some kind of short-term memory loss or something. I don't know. That might just be an excuse I made up that seems convenient for the lack of things that I can remember. I probably just have a really bad memory. Where'd that poems go? He's so pretty! Oh, it's these guys. Hi! You got pretty ponies. They're so massive compared to them. They look like children on top. It's like when I was riding horses. That's what it looks like to me. Their legs can't even touch into the stirrups. Is that really a good idea? She should be okay. She's not new to this anymore. But she's never done it by herself before.
I'll be fine. I'm not a child. Ah! Ah!
River! And she's gone.
Do it, River! What's the matter? Let's go!
Hey, wait up! There's such pretty parties!
Huh, I wonder if Nail got off that horse yet.
Yeah!
It's so pretty! I want one.
This is about 90% more than I can handle!
What a moron.
Even the horse is like an idiot. The horse is like, man, that guy, he's stupid. Oh, what the corn cob? Oh.
I'm on a pony! I'm on a pony! I love being on horses. Horses are the best. Ah! I saved him!
Thanks!
Ow. Where's that dingle butt at? Whatever, he can fare for himself. I'm on a pony. I love horses. I like Clydesdales too. I think these are Clydesdales. Their tails are really short, and there's a lot of hair around their feet. All of them have white, so I'm assuming they're all Clydesdales. Which is a weird riding choice, because if they're all Clydesdales, then... I mean, Clydesdales are workhorses, not ride horses, because they're slow. They're really strong, so I guess anybody you put them on, they'll be able to hold, unless they're like 400 pounds. And that might kind of hurt. Where'd these two dingleberries go?
Thank you.
There you are.
Here, it's mental will do. But I'm not getting on that horse again. You go get the rest of the memory links.
Where are the memory links? I haven't even seen anything. It just looks like trees and grass. Ponzers. Look at my horse. My horse is amazing. Where are they? This is a pretty small area to have so many horses. I guess it doesn't have to be accurate. What am I looking for? Ah! You there! Sweet. Got her. Is that him too? Are they like neck and neck? Well, that's fine. That was kind of cool. Alright. I got it. Get off the horse. Get off the horse. We're like gonna bring the horse with us. Can I get off the horse? Yeah, I'm gonna save. So just so that the avatar is the horse's legs. Alright. Oh. This is pretty enjoyable. I really like the music. Might take a little break soon. Did it. Activate the memento. So now we're in his teenage years? Is the diagram certain?
Yes, we've reached the consensus on the results. Unfortunately, like many cases of pervasive developmental disorders, this is a rather late diagnosis.
I have another new item in my inventory.
Had you known when you were a child, miss, it would have saved you a lot of trouble.
Do you have any books on it?
This is one by Tony Atwood. He's one of the specialists on the subject. You can borrow it free of charge for now. Just don't elope with it. Don't marry the book? Thanks, Doc. Now, are you two a couple?
Unmarried and without any other current legal affiliation.
Yes, I see. Well, I could give you a referral to a specialized counselor if you wish. Is there anything unsettling in the relationship?
No.
And you, sir? No, it's fine. Nonetheless, sir, you should also give the book a read. It'd help you understand her condition. I'd rather not. Why is that? Well, it's your call. In the meantime, there's a thing called equine therapy that might help her. A ranch just north of here offers it. I can contact them for you.
Told you so.
Stuffed platypus. I can't believe this piece of atrocity is dated all the way back here.
Looks like someone took good care of it.
She's still got pretty bad taste in animals, though. Excuse me, could you please silence the clock? The ticking really bothers her.
It's not that severe. I'll be okay. No problem, it's standard policy. If there's anything at all that makes you uncomfortable, just let me know.
Thank you.
I guess that explains the ones in the house.
Clock ticking. What is... Oh, that's how to jump up on here. I thought it was like, you should look at this paper, and I'm like, okay, I'm trying.
Tony Atwood.
Author of a series of books on River's condition. Oh, just tell me that she's autistic already. Plain tawny handbag.
It can't... Okay, can't go that way. I need one more.
Ah. Just a bit longer. They'll be calling for you soon. Alright. Prepare the memento. Most of these can be solved diagonally, so I've tried to prioritize the diagonalists. No, go back up. Here we go. Alright. So what's he like? Oh, he's even younger. Psst, look. I know. I can't believe he once paid to see this crap in theater.
No, you idiot. Look, we leaped.
Holy overcooked macaroni, the kid's in the theater all by himself. What a loser!
You go to the theater all by yourself all the time.
That's different. No one's competent enough to match my taste. But that aside, how can anyone last through this rubbish?
He's waiting on somebody.
and thus, this movie sucks on both physical and metaphysical levels. Q-E-D. Come on, let's go. What? Oh, right. Wonder what movie it is. You got stood up, little man? Whoa, wait. I ain't taking no more. I ain't talking to no emo teenager. Grammar, my dear Watson. Shut up. That's not even a full sentence. Let's just go look for mementos. I still ain't talking to no emo teenager. He's not emo, he's sad. Well, I guess that's sort of the same thing, because he's being emotional, but... I don't look at it as a bad thing. He won't do anything. What is this? What was that? What the frick is going on? What are you doing? That's the third person you've removed here. Not like it's permanent. What am I doing? Everyone will be gone. You know that poking them out of the way that does nothing right? Then why complain? Why am I doing this? I'm thinking that maybe he waited until everybody was gone. Or something. Oh look, this place is all empty and creepy now. I hope you're happy. What did I do? I bet Ethan's glad he's not here anymore. Oh no, he's still here. Well, I bet Ethan's not happy that he's still here. I'm gonna check the emo one first. Still not talking to no emo teenager. Getting stood up? Now that's a Klondike moment. Or Klondike, Kodak moment. You relate well with your kin, I see. Hey, I want to construct him a lady friend. Can we construct a lady friend for him, Eva? No. Aw. Just make him one. Not like it matters. There's a bug flying around. Come here. Come here, bug. Stop it. Go away. I'm doing a live stream. It is super crippled, though. Very creepy. I'd kind of like a Klondike moment. What would you do for a Klondike bar? Well, there's nothing here. Hate to say it, but I guess I have to nag something out of him again. All yours. At least there's no olives this time. That you know of. Oh, she's so cute. River? You were in there this whole time? I waited for you in the lobby. I thought you didn't come. Why did you leave? I thought we were watching the movie together. Uh-huh? I'm the one who should ask you that. What do you mean? We were watching the movie together, and then you left. We weren't watching it together. I didn't even know you were there. If you saw me in there, why didn't you come and find me? What difference does it make? We were watching the same movie in the same room. La, 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 la. And the Joker was born.
What's wrong?
You're so weird.
Do you not want to watch the movie together anymore?
Of course I do. Come, let's go back in before it ends. I feel like I should make a clever remark.
You feel wrong.
Well, let's hope our ride's waiting for us in there. Just blast this platypus. Hadouken!
Alright, what do we got now? We got 5 moves.
Ooh, huh. This one's weird.
To anyone that has beaten this game or played it extensively, how far along am I in terms of like, well, basically how much longer is the game gonna be? Because if it's gonna be like another 2 or 3 hours, I might leave it off so that we have some more content for next week with it. If it's only gonna be like an hour or less, I'm probably gonna keep continuing. But I'll definitely pick it up like next week again so we can finish it. This is Trixie. It's best done in one sitting. It's more than an hour to go. So is it just guesstimate about an hour? It's always diagonal. I would guess you're about 3/5 of the way through. Alright. A little over half. So we've been going for 2.5 hours, 5 hours in total. That's a lot. I will take a quick break. Here. And, I will get back to you guys. So I'm going to pause the stream for a minute, and then I'll be right back, and then I'll see what to do from there. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've been enjoying. I really enjoyed the company and the conversation, and, even though I forgot pretty much everything I've said. So, thank you very much for watching, and I'll be right back.